Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. Today, we're going to be discussing controllers for the Steam Deck. USB controllers, to be more precise. You can use these controllers in the USB slot of your docking port, or with your USB 3.0 extension port. I'm going to be discussing 6 USB controllers, because I own them, and it's pretty much a review of the controllers that I own. The controllers in this video will be the 8-bit Do SN30, the wired Power A Nintendo Switch controller, the Voyee wired Gamecube USB, the Fisuper N64 Nintendo 64 controller, the Diswoe Switch Pro wireless, and the PlayStation 3 Dualshock. First off, the wired Switch controller by Power A. You can find these at Walmart, usually, or on Amazon for around 20 bucks. You could find it on sale, maybe 10 to 15. It works well with the Switch, but it leaves a little to be desired for the Steam Deck. But this is good enough if you have it on hand. It's not completely accurate, and the left analog stick it's not particularly accurate when you head north. But it'll get you by. And the same goes for the 8-bit Do SNES 30. It's a little bit pricier than the Power A. The 8-bit Do SN30 was designed to achieve that classic Super Nintendo game controller with the addition of the analog joysticks. But don't play this if you need trigger buttons or if your bumper game has to be on point. It's another get-you-through controller that works well for the NES or the SNES, but it's just not accurate. Moving on to the next controller. I picked this up on Black Friday for 22 bucks, and you might still find that deal. It is from the Diswoe company. It's the Wireless Pro controller. There are a large variety of Switch Pro controllers that are wireless. I decided to pick this one up because of the light blue casing, and the cheap price didn't hurt. I'm very happy to use this controller with not only my Switch, but also with my Steam Deck. The buttons are crazy responsive, and the select start menu buttons all have a nice clicking noise, giving it a fresh new feel. It works with games that need quick response time. It was so responsive, I almost made it my main controller. It's still an awesome controller to have in your arsenal, but it only has one weakness. It has no Bluetooth and can't pair with the Steam Deck. And you have to use the USB to Type-C adapter to your docking port or USB extension. This is because it is not Bluetooth and it connects to the Switch via a wireless Nintendo protocol. I'm still going to use it from my Switch. So this brings me to the 2 specialty controllers on my list, one for the Nintendo 64 and the other one for the GameCube. The Fisuper N64 controller, kind of a letdown. You can use it, but when you press the start button, it brings up the Steam menu, so that kind of gets in the way. I guess you could tweak it out or map it to where your 64 controller or would be your main controller, and if you did that, I'd say you're a pretty hardcore gamer, but you want to go with another choice. It works with the 64 emulators. It's just the issue with the start button. When you press the start button, the Steam menu activates and gets in the way. Just that. So, kind of disappointed in that one. Now the stick for the 64 is not too tight at all, and I'm comfortable playing with it with Ocarina of Time, as you can see here. Now the next controller on the list is the Voyee wired Gamecube USB. The only problem I had with this, it works great with Melee Brothers, but the left trigger doesn't work. So I kinda have to pass on that. Otherwise, it was a great controller. So, with those specialty controls out of the way, I'm gonna move on to the final controller. So the best controller on the list is the PlayStation 3 Dualshock controller. This has been the most handy controller of all so far. The menu buttons work well, and it is super responsive. If you have one lying around, or you can pick one up for cheap, I think this is your best bet. Because with a PS4 controller, it's probably already paired with your PlayStation 4, and every time I've had problems trying to pair it up with a Steam Deck, it just boots up my PS4, so I don't even bother with that. Now a PS3 controller, if you have one lying around, or you could get one for cheap, maybe 15 bucks. So, but another thing that's gonna boil down to is if you'd rather have a Nintendo or a PlayStation controller, and that pretty much is a matter of where you want your left analog stick to be, above the D-pad or below. But the reason why I find this controller is the best, that it has Bluetooth already, and it is recognized by the Steam Deck as a Bluetooth controller, while the Nintendo Pro works with a USB port. This thing works wirelessly with Bluetooth. I haven't tried a PS5 controller because I don't own one, but I can only assume that these work as well if you pair them specifically for the Steam Deck and not your PS4 or 5. If you have worked with the PS4 or 5 controller, let me know. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to put the PS3 controller as my main one for now. Use one and see if you enjoy it too. So which controller do you guys use? Let me know in the comments. Have a great day. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I'll see you around.